So Winnie the Pooh remembered the birthday of his friend, Tigger, and forgot all about his rumbly-tumbly.
Hello, Roo. Are you ready for Tigger's birthday?
Oh no, Pooh! 2 of the Tigger costumes blew away, and we need them for Tigger's surprise birthday picture.
No, dear. It seems to me that we shall need all the costumes to take the picture.
Hey, maybe my mama saw where the costumes blew to. I think she's over by Piglet's house.
Hi, kids, and welcome to a new Winnie the Pooh adventure. In this one, we are trying to save Tigger's birthday. He lost 2 costumes, and now we have to find them. Roo said to Winnie that Kanga might know where these costumes are, so Winnie went to check with Kanga and Roo to see if there are any new information about the whereabouts of these 2 costumes.
Pooh, you've come at just the right time. The costume is on the other side of this ravine.
I'm afraid it's impossible to reach.
Now, I'm sure Owl could help. Oh, but it seems the path to his house is blocked by thorns. Here, Pooh, take the key to my shed. There are tools in there that could help you.
I think this is the key.
Kanga said to Winnie that she might have an answer on how to get across the ravine that holds one of the costumes.
Cut through them.
To get to that ravine, we needed to get through the door that had vines on it and talk to Owl. Unfortunately, to get to Owl, we needed some kind of scissors, giant scissors that would cut through the vine. Winnie went into the area where Kanga usually is to enter her shed. However, there were 2 enemies, so Winnie had to avoid them and pop the balloon. As always, that's always a good thing to do when enemies are chasing you in Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly-Tumbly adventure.
This is Kanga's shed. It's where...
After dealing with the 2 enemies, Winnie opened the shed and then started going back to the doors that had vines on it to cut them down. Unfortunately, there were again 2 enemies. One even caught up to Winnie, but then Winnie could redo all of it and then pop the balloon to get rid of those 2 enemies. Thankfully, nothing happened to Winnie after the evil enemy grabbed him, so Winnie could progress forwards to meet the owl. Unfortunately, in the next area there were also 2 enemies and there was no sign of Ow. Winnie again took care of those enemies by popping the balloon. Then he started punching the tree because tree had some honey pots in it. He needed the honey pots to go to the bees and then grab the bell that bees were guarding in order to summon Owl.
I think I shall need a bell to call Owl. I think I can call Owl with this bell. I think I shall need a bell.
Hello, Pooh.
Oh, I'm very glad I found you, Owl. You see, I was wondering if you could help us cross the ravine near Piglet's house.
Oh, dear boy, I would love to, but I don't have the time just now. I'm certain I can think of something, though. Why don't you catch a few butterflies with this net? Then they could pick up Piglet and take him over the ravine. Oh, genius idea, if I do say so myself.
A butterfly net.
Owl had a genius idea to capture a couple of butterflies and then attach them to Piglet so Piglet could fly over the ravine, which would then help Winnie get across as well. However, we first had to catch the butterflies.
A butterfly net is rather useful for catching butterflies.
Wish we had a net to catch the butterflies. It would make it easier. Thanks for bringing me the butterfly net, Pooh.
Why, certainly, Eeyore. In fact, I think I need to catch some butterflies, too. So I thought perhaps we could catch them together.
Sounds fine to me. Gotta be quick, though. The butterflies are flying extra fast today.
Thankfully, we have our good friend Eeyore that is waiting for us. Winnie and Eeyore teamed up and they started chasing and catching butterflies, but there was a time limit and they could only catch 3 of them. Or maybe they could have caught more, but they just didn't have enough time.
Thank you for your help, Eeyore.
You're welcome, Pooh. Glad to do it.
Now I shall take these butterflies to Piglet.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
However, that was enough. We could go back to Piglet and see if this whole idea would work.
Oh, the butterflies are lifting me up. Ooh, dear, a lump. Perhaps if I use one of my very scary faces, I might be able to chase it away.
Idea worked brilliantly, and now Piglet was across the ravine, but now we had to control Piglet. Piglet, though, deals with enemies a little differently than Winnie. He makes faces at them until they disappear, which is quite a funny thing to do, especially when you are battling larger enemies like these woozles or elephants or heffalumps or whatever they are.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Piglet.
Oh, you're welcome, Pooh.
Now, Pooh dear, you get the costume, and I'll wait for you in front of my house.
After successfully dealing with the enemies, Piglet jumped down the tree so now Winnie could cross it to get to the other side of the ravine. Unfortunately, there were 2 enemies waiting for Winnie, so he had to pop the balloon again. After popping the balloon, there was a Tigger suit that we needed, one of them at least, but it was guarded by bees. So Winnie went around, started kicking things to collect enough honey pots so that bees would be satisfied and fly away, and we could finally get our hands on the first costume.
Oh, I don't seem to have enough honey pots. Perhaps I'd better find a few more. Oh! A Tigger costume. Oh, I must take this to Kanga.
Now that the costume was found, Winnie started making his way towards Kanga near the shed where he picked up those giant scissors.
A Tigger costume. Oh, I must take this to Kanga.
That's wonderful, dear. Now we're only missing one costume, and I think that I just saw it flying towards the mountain behind Owl's house.
After giving back the costume to Kanga, she told him that there is another costume at the mountaintop. So Winnie started making his way there.
Oh, bother. I shall never be able to get through. I wonder if Piglet could, seeing as he is a rather small animal.
Unfortunately, he couldn't get across to the other side because it was too narrow of a passage. He needed his friend Piglet's help.
Piglet, I think I need your help.
Of course, Pooh. I'd be happy to help you.
You see, I need to go up the mountain, but the path is far too narrow for a bear of my stoutness.
Oh, I'll help you clear the path.
Before Piglet could reach that location, he had to deal with a couple enemies. One in the first area, actually 2 in the first area and 1 in the second area. Piglet used his mocking face on all 3 enemies and dealt with them quite easily. After finally reaching the place where Winnie wanted to go, he pushed the boulder and now Winnie could get across.
There you are, Pooh. Now you can go up the mountain.
Oh, thank you, Piglet.
Certainly, Pooh. Goodness, I'm rather tired now. Maybe I'll take a little nap before Tigger's party.
To get to second costume, Winnie needed to deal with this puzzle where he needed to push the ice block all the way towards the gap across the ravine that would open up a new path that Winnie could cross.
I don't seem to have enough honey pots. Perhaps I'd better find a few more.
Unfortunately, these bees required a lot of honey pots, so Winnie went back and collected a couple.
Oh. Oh. Another Tigger costume. Oh, I must take this one to Kanga too.
Eventually, he found enough honey pots so that bees would be satisfied. Then they flew away when it took the second costume and brought it back to Kanga.
How wonderful, dear. You've gathered all the costumes. Now we can take the surprise picture for Tigger's birthday.
Oh, I hope he likes it.
Look at all my Tiggerific friends. Why, this is the bestest birthday present I ever got.
And indeed, Pooh remembered that Tigger's birthday party was one of the most enjoyable ever.